A little after 1 in the morning, on a quiet street in Southwest Memphis, somebody's banging on a door. A neighbor hears it, comes outside to see what's going on, and finds a 20-year-old man on the ground near the porch, popped in the back of the head. The woman who lives there is standing in the yard, gun still in her hand. And she's saying the same thing over and over. I popped him. I popped him. While speaking with the police, her words later changed to, I had to do it. Now, there are many questions surrounding this incident. Like, what was the young man doing in the house at that time? Who invited him or opened the door for him? Was the murder a crime of passion or a calculated act? Because she said to the police, I had to do it. Well, let's find out the extent of what we know. But before then, check out the news.
This is a case of what would you do? A mother came home and found a man hiding under her young teenage daughter's bed. So she shot and killed him. And now she's charged with first-degree murder. Good evening, everyone. I'm Darcy Thomas.
And I'm Lewis Bold. And Fox 13 is not naming the mother in this case because that could identify her daughter. Now, we have learned she had just arrived home from work on Travis Road in the Walker Homes community when police say she shot the man.
Fox 13's Troy Grant joins us live at a nearby police precinct. Troy, some people that you had a chance to talk with today say they believe that the mother was justified.
Her name is Kendra Scott. And this is what happened the night a secret her daughter was keeping turned into a murder charge. Kendra Scott is 36 and lives on Travis Road with her daughter, who is believed to be 13. Now, this is a proper juvenile, and this is where there are mixed feelings, because you might want to argue that she was probably trying to protect her daughter. But the question remains, was popping him in the head her last resort? Was her life in danger? Nothing stands out, the house or the block where this happened, until the early hours of Wednesday, July 15th. Here's how it's coming together so far. Sometime around 1 a.m., Scott's daughter let a young man in through the back door so they could have sex, but we can't confirm if they went through it or not. His name was Rodderius Morton, 20 years old, and apparently this wasn't the first time something like this had come up. The girl told investigators her mom had already warned her, times again, about what would happen if she ever caught a boy in the house. Something along the lines of she'd put a hole in him. Half an hour later, she made good her tweet.
They did, and neighbors also said there were other younger children in the house at the time, some even as young as just 2 years old. Now, in that affidavit, the mother said she did what she had to do as a mom.
As your parent, you're protecting. And when a situation comes up like that, you just react.
And that's exactly what a mother told police she did when they responded to her house in the Walker Homes community early Thursday morning.
Kendra gets home around 1:30. Upon suspecting something fishy, she started pounding hard on the door, yelling to know who was inside. Who's at my house? This obviously threw the young lad and her daughter into confusion. Not just that, the pounding attracted the attention of the neighbors, and you could tell she was really pissed. By this point, the daughter is scared. She says her mom's got a gun in her hand and she's furious. When the door finally opens, Morton's found hiding under the bed in the girl's room. He comes out, grabs his stuff, tries to leave. That's when things move toward the front of the house. Scott, yelling at him to get out, the two of them ending up on the porch together. And then, one gunshot. Now this is where everything changes, because she didn't do it while the guy was in the house under the bed. She was with him, watched him pick his clothes, and then walked him to the door. Obviously, there was no report of any threat to her life, because she allowed him to walk, and then popped him from behind. Obviously, there must have been some tension, but you could tell the guy was complying, and Kendra had control. The question is, why pop him? Was your life under threat?
If someone came into your home and they weren't supposed to be there and they was running out and the law has been changed, when you shoot, you don't know where the bullet gonna hit.
With support for this mother spreading across social media, Fox 13 wanted to learn more about your rights to protect your kids and why the mother was charged.
What beats my imagination is why young guys take that kind of risk, despite every negative consequence that comes with being involved with these little girls. I hear that the family of the boy are also blaming the girl. They claim that the girl lied about being older, but come to think of it, we're talking about a 13-year-old, not a 15 or 16-year-old. It's rarely possible for a 13-year-old to look like an 18-year-old. And also, this was 1:30 a.m. in someone else's house. Come on. In all of this, I keep wondering, did the girl ever tell him what her mother said about what she was going to do if she caught a boy in the house? Was he aware? Did she take the warning lightly? Well, she's a teenager, so I guess that would excuse her from taking any responsibility. Or what do you say?
According to police, Morton was invited by a child to the home and came in through the back door at 1 a.m. The arrest affidavit says when Kendra Scott came home, she was heard banging on the front door and yelling, "Who's at my house?" Once the child opened the door, Morton was found hiding under the child's bed.
A neighbor says he heard all the commotion and stepped outside to check. What he found was Morton down near the porch, and Scott, standing in the yard, gun still in hand, repeating that same line, "I shot him, I shot him." Police got the call around 1:45 a.m. When they arrived, Morton was in the yard near the porch. He didn't make it. Scott didn't run, didn't deny anything. She told officers straight up, "I saw a dude under my kid's bed, and I did what I had to do." She was taken into custody right there. She's now facing first-degree murder, plus a firearm charge for using a gun during a felony. Booked into the Shelby County Jail, held without bond. There was a video arraignment on the 17th, but it got continued. A bail review happened today, July 20th, and her next court date is set for the 24th. Case is still open, still active. Her attorney, Blake Ballin, has been the one putting a different frame on this. He's called it the kind of situation that starts as the worst nightmare of any parent, and says the juvenile involved was actually 13, younger than what's shown up in the police paperwork so far, so take that detail with a grain of salt until it's confirmed elsewhere. His argument, basically, is that you can't expect someone to think clearly in that moment, walking into your house at 1 in the morning and finding a grown man hiding in your kid's room. Maybe. But here's what nobody's disputing. Morton didn't have a weapon. He wasn't lunging at anyone. By the time that shot went off, he'd already made it outside, already on his way out the door. So was this a mother protecting her child, or something that went way past what the situation called for? Tennessee law does allow deadly force in narrow situations. Basically, if you reasonably believe you or someone you're protecting is about to be seriously hurt or killed. That's the standard prosecutors, and eventually, a jury will have to weigh this against. An unarmed man, found hiding, already leaving. That's the picture right now. Whether it holds up in court is a different question, and it's the one Shelby County is going to spend the next few months answering. Her next hearing's the 24th. We'll see where it goes from there.